Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the latest generation for the Ford F-150 Raptor R. This model is finished off in a gate black. MSRPs for the Raptor R start right around $110,000. As you can tell though from the exterior for this particular model, there are a lot of aftermarket accessories that we can point out and go over. But let's first start off with what this is powered by. This is the 5.2 liter supercharged V8. It is paired to a 10-speed automatic. This truck is also lifted, so it's hard to reach that hood there. But this now pumps out 720 horsepower, 640 pound-feet of torque. With this nearly 6,000 pound full-size truck, 0 to 60 is 3.7 seconds. Top speed is 114 miles an hour. And as far as miles per gallon go, well, that's irrelevant when you have a performance truck like this. You're looking at 10 in the city, 15 out on the highway. Now, as we start up front, for the Raptor and Raptor R, the Ford logo is very large. Finished off in gloss black for this model. There's a forward-facing camera, R logo, on that driver's side. And with the width of this truck, it's required to have those lights in the upper section, as well as the lights on the front of the side fender flares there. Now, this is equipped with LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals with Raptor inside that housing. And then this one has an aftermarket front bumper, which really helps gain a better approach angle, as well as being able to see part of that Fox-tuned suspension and all of the components there. Now, the Raptor R in general comes with a set of 37-inch tires. These might be a little bit larger. They are aftermarket, of course, along with the wheel there. But there's the fender arches there. Really nice hood bulges too. So you'll see Raptor R on the side with the graphics there, and then a trim accent on that rear quarter panel. Now, this also has the power folding side mirrors with the camera and the turn signal. There's aftermarket lights up top, full moonroof as well. The steel running boards are factory, however, and then this is the configuration that you get with the quad doors and then the short bed here with the Raptor graphic on the back, which is a nice touch. Now, with that Fox-tuned suspension, you also get around 14 inches of travel up front, 15 inches of travel in the rear. So if you want to take this off-road, you have the performance in order to do that. And then in back, Ford is stamped in the tailgate there, along with F-150 and Raptor. There's a cargo light along with your release. There's all these sensors in the steel bumper there. This can also tow right around 8,700 pounds. Payload capacity is right around 1,600. And then it has remote start. Sounds really good as well. You can also release the tailgate from the key fob if you would like to, or just use the button up underneath, where it has the soft opening tailgate, along with quite a lot to use this as a work truck too. You can put some pens, your tape measure, you have a ruler. There's even the Ford step. This is not new, but if you're entering and exiting the truck quite often, this makes it so much more convenient to do. And then there's also the C-channel clamps. So if you need to attach any items to the back while you're working, you can. Spray and bed liner, there's also the 3-prong outlet there. And then covers are going to be a personal preference depending on how you plan to use your truck. If you need to store a lot of items in there, you don't want to get them wet, that's a great option to go with. Now, this interior is very nice, as you would expect. There's this denim-like material along with the stitching, carbon fiber, Bang and Olufson sound system, plenty of storage too. And then a really neat design for the two-tone seats. Now, you can also flip up the bottoms, lock them into place. You'll do that on both sides, and then you can also fold this down too. So you do have to have that other seat up. You can have that nice and flat, or have the separated area there. And then at 5'10", I have plenty of space. There's storage pockets, there's cup holders, you get heated seats, auxiliaries, and also the fans there, or the climate vents. There's the armrest with cup holders, and then the power sliding rear glass. And then the moonroof, like I mentioned earlier, which has the sunshade closed at the moment. But plenty of space for this full-size truck. You have the keypad on the outside, and then a same design, but now you have the side mirror adjustments, window controls, memory seating, and then a lot more storage there. And then power-operated front seats with a great design to them. You do get a handle for your front passenger, so for the height of this truck, it's really easy to get in and out of. Now, this has a leather steering wheel with all the red accents, massive paddle shifters. There's volume, Bluetooth controls. You get the R mode, which is the Raptor button. So you can go through the different settings there and configure them as needed. Cruise and adaptive cruise, and then you have tuning. There's the exhaust note, so you can go through those various settings. There's also a suspension setting, so you can go into that. And then the last one is for the steering, so you can set that feedback as needed. And then you also have some more controls that you can go into, like My View. So you can set these presets up depending on what you'd like to see. You can go into trip information. There's Raptor info, so you can monitor all of this. And then you can even go back into your towing, and then you have some settings to go into. So not a ton of info, but it is very helpful in order to view all that info. It's gonna be fixed in the upper section, as well as the info on the left and the right side. Now on this left side, there's spotlights on the side view mirrors. There's also the tailgate release, headlights and fog lights, pedal adjustment, e-brake too. A little bit of storage up top. And then there's a shortcut to the camera button, so you can quickly pull that up and go through all of these angles as needed. There's also parallel parking, hazards, traction control, and your trail control. This is one pedal driving for off-road. All of the presets for the infotainment system are nicely laid out, so you can get through all of this. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, various settings and features that you can get into. And you do have the split screen, so you can go through info on that right side while still going through info on the left. There's a pro trailering system to help you back up, trailer braking, all the four-wheel drive selectors, locking rear differential, and the different driving modes that you can go through. So there's a few for off-road, and then there's a few for on-road as well. So just depending on the driving that you're doing for the day, you can quickly go through those. Now there's also a few different settings for that infotainment system. You have power and tuning along with your volume there. All of your climate adjustments are nicely laid out with your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You have fan speed and temperature there. This also has wireless charging with some more auxiliaries down below. There's cup holders and a little bit of storage. You can also fold down the shifter there. So now you have a nice flat surface where you can place some items and then quickly pop that up when you're ready to go. There's reverse, where we have the camera system I showed, along with drive, and the manual gear will allow you to use those paddle shifters. There's tons of storage in the armrest there, as well as two glove boxes on the passenger side. You have the rear view mirror, along with a sunglass holder, all of your dome lights, sunroof, moonroof controls, rear window, and then all of these auxiliary switches. So that way you can hook up lights like what are installed on this Raptor R. And then as far as visibility goes, pretty easy to see all around. So you really don't have any blind spots for the size of this truck. And with everything still in sport mode from second gear, here we go. And mild acceleration, but it sounds good with it in that sport setting. And as you heard earlier, you can tone that back when you would like to, but this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Raptor R. It's a tall truck as well. I like the hood bulge though too. In some trucks, it's almost a little bit too in the way. This one's not all that high. So you can still see the passenger side of that hood, maybe just moving your head forwards a little bit, but it gives it a great look. And you just have a high presence. So it's what you would expect for a truck of this size. And it's a great place to be. We have a lot of creature comforts to really make this a great daily driver. So from what I've seen in some other previous comments and even some articles that I've read about pickup truck owners, they don't really use them for their full potential. And I'm not saying that's a positive or a negative. You buy what you are going to enjoy with your own money and what you want to drive every day. But with a pickup truck like this, let's face it, it's probably not going to see hardly anything from like straight line performance wise, but you have the options to use these when needed. This is a big truck, so at least where I live, this is not something that I can take off the pavement because of its size. It's just too big for the situations and the trails that I go through. But maybe if you lived out west somewhere, you can take this on some higher speed runs. It's just a very performance oriented truck for those situations. But as far as daily driving this goes, it would definitely be a lot of fun. And that's going to wrap it up for the Ford F-150 Raptor R. Once again, a huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this truck for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.